Hello and welcome to TCSN. I'm Hannah with the Apollo Table. For K9 News today, have you been wanting to take your dog with you to dinner or lunch? Well, in New York, you now can. A new state law allows restaurants to open outdoor dining areas to dogs. Dog lovers and many restaurant owners in New York support this idea. They note that pooches must be leashed and restaurants could choose to keep them out of outdoor eating areas. While health officials share their worries, Como said the law's firm health and sanitary guidelines strike the right balance. I think this speaks volumes to where we are as a society. Most people with dogs view them as members of their family, said Kim Wolf. In a park or in a sidewalk cafe, people should be allowed to have their dogs. O'Neill, but health officials disagree. The State Association of County Health Officials opposed the law this spring. They said they were deeply concerned about biting and cleanliness. A recent Zion College poll shows dog owners may have more political pull anyway. The survey found that 57% of New Yorkers considered themselves dog people. 17% called themselves cat people. Overall, 30% reported having a dog. 20% of people live with a cat, and nearly 10% own at least one of each. So if you have a dog and you would like to take them to lunch with you, then go right ahead. That's all from K9 News. Now on to Blake with National News.
Thanks, Hannah. On Tuesday, Iran's supreme leader made a speech to university students, to which they responded with shouts, "Death to America." That's not really nothing new in Iran, particularly if the supreme leader is speaking. But it's not really a common way to refer to a country with which you literally just made a deal to get international sanctions lifted, perhaps. And one thing that's really new was the convoluted statement the leader made attempting to redefine the meaning of the slogan. So, going back through more than half a century of U.S. and Iranian history, the leader said the slogan was justified and would stay. But he added this, according to Press TV, the official Iranian broadcaster, the slogan, "Death to America," is backed by reason and wisdom. And it goes without saying that the slogan does not mean death to the American nation. This slogan means death to the policies and death to arrogance. So don't worry, it probably isn't a huge terrorist attack, just an attack on politics and nationwide self-centered emotional standings. In this tour of history, the supreme leader included American Baku in Iran in 1953, and the spying he had said was done from the U.S. Embassy in Tehran, which Iranian students and radicals took over in 1979. They had dozens of American embassy workers hostage for more than a year. The Supreme Leader's comments came on the eve of the 36th-year anniversary of the seizure of the U.S. Embassy. He says, Iran will never negotiate with the U.S. on anything other than nuclear deal. Now on to Ben with Science Tech News.
Thank you, Blake. In recent tech news, Goodyear's new blimp flies for the first time. The blimp, also known as Wingfoot 1, is faster, larger, and easier to drive. This will be their first blimp to be made in 45 years. It will be replacing the previous G720 blimp. Some may say it's not even a blimp. It's really a semi-rigid aircraft because it has no frame. The blimp has 5 propellers and goes 70 miles per hour. When the previous model had only 2, and it went only 50 miles per hour. On to Jenny with good news.
A boy reported missing 13 years ago was found in Cleveland on Monday. Julian Hernandez was 5 years old when he disappeared from his Alabama home in 2002. And it was suspected then that the child's father, who did not have legal custody, may have taken the boy. On Monday, the FBI Cleveland office contacted the police in Alabama and said the missing child, who is now 18 years old, had been located in Cleveland and his father was arrested. The discovery was made after Julian Hernandez applied to colleges and encountered problems verifying his social security number. When the school counselor and Julian investigated the discrepancy, they found his information in the National Center for Missing and Exploited Children database. A neighbor of the Hernandezes in Cleveland was surprised by the allegations. The boy's mother and family have been notified, and Bobby Hernandez will face charges in Alabama for the alleged abduction. Thank you for watching today's episode of TCSN.